Hello, everybody. It's Des here. Now, I know we've been wanting to talk about this case, and I've been having some troubles with StreamYard, but this is a pre-recorded recording involving the case of Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra. Now, if you don't know who Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra is, today we are going to deep dive into the case with news articles and some affidavits. But yeah, just sit back, relax, enjoy yourself. Don't mind the background noises. My dog is, being a dog. But yeah, let's deep dive into the Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra case. We're going to start from the beginning because I know a lot of people don't know much about this case. So we're going to start from the very beginning when Savanah and Matthew went missing back in December of 2023. So let me do it.
First at 10, the search for a pregnant San Antonio teen. Leon Valley police are searching for 18-year-old Savanah Nicole Soto. Her mother says she was a week past her due date and set to be induced last night, but never showed up to the hospital.
Mommy, please come home. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to say nothing to you. I just want you to be home.
KENS 5 reporter Megan Reina with more on this mother's plea for her daughter and her unborn baby to come home.
Vanna was just so happy because she was going to be a mommy. It breaks my heart.
Gloria Cordova says her daughter Savanah Nicole Soto was ready to be a mom. She last spoke with her Friday afternoon. She was set to be induced 6:30 Saturday night, but by Saturday afternoon, Cordova couldn't get a hold of her daughter.
I went by there and knocked, and she wasn't answering.
She wasn't at her apartment. Her phone appeared dead.
When we got to the hospital, they said that she wasn't there.
She filed a police report with Leon Valley Police. She says something seemed off and they couldn't get a hold of her boyfriend either.
We don't even know what happened. I mean, it could be anything.
This comes at a time while Cordova is still grieving the loss of another child.
It's hard. It's just like one after another.
Last year, her 15-year-old son was killed. Now, on Christmas Eve, she has no idea where her 18-year-old daughter is.
It still hurts. Because like I could tell my kids, I'm not complete. I'm not complete, and not with my daughter. I don't have my daughter.
She's urging anyone with any information to come forward.
It was raining hard last night, and the first thing that came to my mind, I couldn't sleep, was where is she at? Is she thrown somewhere? Is the baby still in her stomach? Is she at the hospital? And I know wherever she's at, she's thinking of where my mom is.
And here's another look at Savanah Soto. If you know anything about her whereabouts, call the Leon Valley Police. We have that contact information on our website, kens5.com. Reporting in studio, Megan Reina, KENS 5.
So that article was posted December 24th. Mind you, Savanah was supposed to be at the hospital because she was a week overdue from her due date. But, family couldn't get in contact with her, nor could they get in contact with her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra. Now, the next one is going to be another article where just literally a day after Christmas, tragic news hit the Soto Guerra family, being that Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra were both found unalived in their vehicle. So this is from the San Antonio Express News. It's dated timeline, what we know about the killings of Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra. On December 25th, police issued a missing persons alert for Savanah, 18, who was expecting her first child. 2 days later, she and her boyfriend were found unalive. So this is Matthew and Savanah. So right here, it goes, on Christmas Day, police issued a missing person alert for the pregnant San Antonio teenager named Savanah Soto. The next day, 2 bodies believed to be those of Soto, 18, and her boyfriend Matthew Guerra, 22, were found in a car that had been abandoned in the parking lot on the northwest side. And give me 1 second. Let me pull up another article. Is there more? Okay, there it is. Okay, my bad, guys. Friday, December 22nd, Soto was last seen around 2 p.m. in an apartment complex where she and Guerra lived at the 600 block of Grissom Road on Leon Valley. She was reported to be in a gray 2013 Kia Optima, a car that belonged to Guerra. Soto was pregnant with her first child, who she was planning to name Fabian. Family members called Leon Valley Police to request that they visit Soto's apartment to conduct a welfare check. Police say they went to the apartment, saw no signs of forced entry, and determined there were no grounds of concern. Saturday, December 23rd, Soto is supposed to check in at Stone Oak Methodist Hospital at 6:30 a.m. so doctors could induce labor. She does not show up and does not answer the phone. That evening, Soto's mother, Gloria Cordova, posts a message to Facebook pleading for help to find her daughter. And this is from her mom. If you see her, please reach out to me and let me know where you've seen her. I'm worried about her safety. Prayers for my baby girl. Sorry. Saturday all the way to Monday, between the time frame of December 23rd to December 25th, Soto's family members spent the weekend and Christmas Day searching the Grissom Road apartment complex for signs of Soto and put up a missing persons flyer. This is the Facebook post of Savanah's mom. I don't know why all these things are popping up. Sorry, guys. Monday, December 25th, the Texas Department of Public Safety issued a coordinated law enforcement adult rescue, aka a clear alert, for Soto, saying she is believed to be in an immediate danger. December 26th, shortly after 4 p.m., 2 people are found unalived in Guerra's Kia, which is parked in a lot outside of sorry if I'm butchering this, Colanias at medical apartments at the 5900 block of Danny Kane Drive in the northwest San Antonio. About 3 miles from where Soto was last seen, family members are heard sobbing as San Antonio Police Sheriff William McManus arrives at the scene and briefs them in the discovery. This is a video. Let me turn this on real quick and let me mute myself. So that is, obviously they're all in distraught because they just found out their baby sister, their baby brother, their niece, their nephew, their grandson was found unalived in the car. McManus tells reporters that although the bodies have been positively identified, we believe they are those of Soto and Guerra. He said the bodies may have been in the car for 3 or 4 days. He says police are investigating the case as a possible murder and calls the crime scene very complex, very, very perplexing. He declines to elaborate. And here's another video. Let me mute myself and unmute them. So it was just a very little short video. They didn't really say anything. Wednesday, December 27th, the San Antonio Police Department describes the case as a capital murder and lists 3 victims: an 18-year-old Hispanic woman, a 22-year-old Hispanic man, and an unborn child deceased. It goes on and says in a sorry if I'm butchering it. In a statement released Wednesday morning, SCPD says the man and woman found in the car both suffered gunshot wounds. The medical examiner office will conduct a death investigation to determine the cause of death and confirmation of the victim's identity. This investigation remains ongoing, and the statement said police officers police offers, no details as to motive for the killings or possible suspects. On Wednesday night, SAPD issues a update saying the medical examiner has positively identified the 22-year-old Hispanic man as Guerra. We are still awaiting the positive identification of the female victim, the statement says. Also Wednesday, this is the part right here I really want to talk about, is the Bexar County medical examiner confirms that Soto was the 18-year-old woman found in the car, and that both she and Guerra were killed by gunshots to the head. In Guerra's case, it was a contact gunshot wound, indicating that the muzzle of the firearm was held directly against his head. So I want to say literally later that day, on the 28th, I think they released the security footage of the apartment complex where Matthew's vehicle was found. So let me scroll. San Antonio Express has a very good timeline. This is where I'm getting my information from, the San Antonio Express News. Yes, okay. SAPD asked for the public's help in identifying 2 persons of interest seen on security footage at the, sorry if I'm butchering it, Colinas at medical apartments where the bodies were found. In the undated video, 2 vehicles are seen pulling side by side in the parking lot. One is a Chevy Silverado pickup, and the other is Guerra's Kia. The driver of the pickup gets out and hands something to the driver of the Kia. The 2 men speak briefly before driving off in different directions. It is unclear where Soto and Guerra are at the time the video was recorded, whether they were alive. McManus says Guerra is not the man seen driving the Kia. So here is the thing. Let me mute myself real quick. So if you see in the video, this is Matthew's vehicle. This is the Chevy pickup truck. These are the 2 men exchanging. Noted that the person getting out of this vehicle is not Matthew Guerra. These are the 2. This is the surveillance video of the night that, Savanah and Matthew were unalived. Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Okay, let's go down. So it goes on. In releasing the video, SCPD encourages anyone with information. So at the time, SCPD was like, if you have any information, this is the numbers you contact. And then literally the next day after it was released, Friday, December 29th, the medical examiner says the manner of death for both Soto and Guerra was homicide. The determination rules out a murder-suicide, a possibility police had initially considered. So pretty much after December 29th, we hadn't really heard anything, we were just getting into the new year, and, we were still left with, who were these 2 people? Who was the person driving Matthew's vehicle? Who was the guy who was the big man in the Chevy pickup truck? Well, January 4th, 2024, tomorrow will be literally 1 year since their arrest. SAPD put out an alert saying like, hey, we're about to do a perp walk. 2 suspects have been arrested involving the Savanah Soto Matthew Guerra case. And the media outlets went everywhere. Like, everybody was covering this because they're like, who were these two people that brutally unalived a young couple just getting ready to have their first baby? Who could it be? Who was it? Well, this is from News Nation. Shout out to News Nation. Texas police arrested a father and son in the connection of the death of a pregnant teenager and her boyfriend, who were found shot to death a day after Christmas. San Antonio Police Department announced late Wednesday that Ramon Preciado, 53, and Christopher Preciado, 19, were taken into custody. The son will be charged with capital murder, and the father will be charged with abuse of a corpse for allegedly helping his son move the couple's body. More charges are expected. Now let me pull up the other article. So here is the news, the breaking news of when they arrested Ramon and Christopher. I'm going to mute myself real quick.
It's 5:02 right now, and we are following some breaking news from overnight. There has been a huge break in the case of the murders of soon-to-be parents Savanah Soto, her unborn baby Fabian, and the baby's father, Matthew Guerra.
San Antonio police arresting a teenager and his father in connection with those crimes. News 4's Christina De Leon joins us now with details on the case and how police found the suspects. Christina, good morning.
Good morning, David. Good morning, everyone. Police say it was Savanah's cell phone that actually led to the big break. They were able to find it at the scene, and with the help of Secret Service, it actually led to the information that led them ultimately to their suspects. Police arresting Ramon Preciado for abuse of a corpse. The 53-year-old did not talk to our cameras as he was taken off to jail. He is accused of helping his son dispose of the bodies of Savanah Soto, her unborn son Fabian, and their father Matthew Guerra after they were killed by his son. Now, police also arresting 19-year-old Christopher Preciado. Police say he is the one who killed the three during a drug deal. Police say they were all murdered on December 21st, just before midnight at another location. They can timeline that because of the medical examiner. Again, December 21st, just before midnight. They were murdered at another location. Then their car was left at the Colinas of Medical Apartments with no relation to anything. They just left their car there with the bodies inside, and that's where they were found days later. On December 28th, police released those surveillance images that we all saw of that truck pulling up next to the missing Kia with the bodies inside in the back of the apartments. And since then, police say they got a number of tips with information.
There was a lot of misinformation out there. These two individuals are the only suspects that we were looking for. They were arrested. There were many names being thrown around on the internet. Those people had nothing to do with this. We vetted them and everything. They didn't have anything to do with these murders.
So police say with the help of that cell phone information, they were able to track it down to that vehicle that matched the description in the surveillance video. Once they got to their home, they knocked on their door. The father answered. They were able to go downtown, give them statements, answer questions. That was enough to give them a warrant and get the information they needed to make these arrests. Now the district attorney will decide on more charges against the pair since there was a death of an unborn child. But for now, the father and son remain behind bars. I did some checking. Their bonds have not been set just yet. They're waiting to see a magistrate judge. And again, we're going to continue to follow the story, let you know more details as we get them. But for now, that is the latest. Reporting live, I'm Christina De Leon. We will send it back to you.
We are the Skaggs family.
So yeah, basically during the whole case, when the surveillance footage of Matthew's vehicle in the black pickup, a lot of people were throwing out names and saying like, oh, I think this person did it, or oh, this person, because allegedly she hated Savanah, or allegedly she hated Matthew, or this person has to be this person. I always say this, a lot of things that you say can hurt the case bad, and it could hurt police because they need concrete evidence to build their case up when it goes to trial. Now, a lot of people were speculating it was this teenager who did it. A lot of people were also speculating this other person did it. Generally, no. Like, you need to let I get we all want to help, but sometimes you need to let the police handle it, because this misinformation can really affect the case. But yeah, like he said, a lot of, like, the officer said, a lot of names were being thrown out, and it wasn't even them. They were vetted. They weren't even there. They weren't even partake in the murders. But yeah, I'm gonna get the next one. Let me see if I can find the affidavit. So yeah, basically, January 4th, they ended up saying, it was Christopher and Ramon Preciado. It was a father-son duo. The whole world was shocked because they're like, oh my God, like a father and son did this. Now we're going to go to the next article. This is from News 4 WOAI. Let me add it to the stage. Oh, there we go. So this was published Friday, January 5th, 2024. Goes off saying, too early to tell if Soto/Guerra murder suspects will face death penalty. Possible murder weapon recovered. That's Matthew and Savanah. I'm gonna let this play out. Let me mute myself.
Our lives will never be the same again.
Candles, balloons, and flowers. A makeshift memorial continues to grow by this tree at Kenwood Park.
I still can't believe it, but it's real.
The family of 18-year-old Savanah Soto wants justice and wants answers.
All I want to know is why he did it. Why did they do that to my granddaughter?
In order to bring justice to the memory of these two victims, and in order to bring justice to the survivors and the family members, it's going to be a long road.
One step at a time. That's how Bexar County District Attorney Joe Gonzalez describes the work being done by his office and San Antonio police to build the capital murder case against 19-year-old Christopher Preciado.
Clearly, we have enough to charge Christopher with Preciado with capital murder because we have two adult victims.
Police say Preciado shot and killed Savanah and her boyfriend Matthew Guerra during a drug deal. Savanah was 9 months pregnant, set to give birth just days later. Today, Gonzalez made clear, under Texas law, her unborn child, Fabian, is considered a third victim.
They intend to file 3 charges, listing 3 victims. We have every intention of including the unborn child as an additional count for capital murder.
But will his office seek the death penalty?
It's too early to tell. We don't want to put the cart before the horse. Let's wait till we get an entire case filed in our office.
Closely watching the DA's comments this afternoon, Rachel Soto, Savanah's grandmother.
My family, my son, will never be the same again.
Her son Pedro, Savanah's father.
My daughter was happy that she was going to be a mother. She was excited.
Though greatly relieved to see an arrest made in this case, they understand investigators still have more work to do.
Do what they have to do for them to pay the price that they did.
The ultimate price. They want the death penalty.
That's not in the question. I would, yes, definitely would love to see the death penalty.
I have no mercy for you guys. And I pray to God that God doesn't give you any mercy. You didn't give my granddaughter no mercy or my grandson. I don't think you deserve that. I just hope they get punished the way they're entitled to be. And I do hope they seek the death penalty for them.
Today, Police Chief William McManus revealed they've recovered the gun, believed to be the murder weapon, during a search of the home shared by Christopher Preciado and his father, Ramon. He says Christopher also now faces a new charge, abuse of a corpse, the same charge his father currently faces. Robert Price, News 4, San Antonio.
So, if I'm not mistaken, they did end up giving Christopher Preciado the capital murder charge. I'm not sure of the death penalty, but I can definitely look it up, and when I find it, I can link his charges to my Discord. Join my Discord. I post mostly everything up there. But yeah, join my Discord. Once I get his charges, I'll put it in there for you guys to see. So give me. So basically, Kristen and Ramon are arrested. They're behind bars. But it made a lot of creators and a lot of people go back and review the surveillance footage of when the two vehicles meet, when Matthew's vehicle and the black pickup meet. You know, when Ramon and Christopher do that little thing in the car. It made them go back and look because it felt like, you know, something wasn't right that we didn't see the first time. They felt like, you know, there's something missing in this case. And there was. Let's read this article from Maya. Say new details emerge about the weapons used in the Savanah Soto case. Police also addressed a towel being seen thrown in security camera footage. We're going to go back to the security camera footage and we're going to look at it. Now let's read this. So the San Antonio Police Department have recovered the gun investigators believe was used to kill Savanah Soto 18 and Matthew Guerra 22 from the alleged shooter's home. The gun was found at the Christopher Preciado's home. Chief William McManus said Friday at a joint press conference with District Attorney Joe Gonzalez. McManus also addressed online chatters about a towel that was being seen thrown in the security camera footage. We're going to go back and we're going to look at the security camera footage. Christopher Preciado, 19, and his father, Ramon, 53, were arrested Wednesday when San Antonio police tracked the pickup truck seen in the security camera footage at home at Charlie Chan Drive and Cary Grant Drive. Christopher was charged with capital murder, abuse of a corpse, and alter/destroy or conceal a human corpse. His father, Ramon, was also charged with abuse of a corpse, as well as alter, destroy, or conceal a corpse. So let's go back to that security camera footage. So I'm gonna play the surveillance video, and I'm gonna take myself off the screen. I'm gonna play it a couple of times, and I want you guys to look at it really good. You know, I mentioned that there was a towel being thrown. I want you guys to pay attention to it because when we saw this, we literally just saw Ramon and Christopher. You know, the two people that got off the truck. But I want you guys to pay attention, and when you do, down in the comments below, I want you to tell me where you see the towel being thrown, whether it's from the passenger seat, the back seat. You know, I want you guys to comment down below when you see it. Put the timestamp too on the recording. But yeah, let me mute myself and bring this up. I'm gonna play it a couple of times so you guys can see it because we all didn't catch it the first time. But luckily, you know, the amazing people who noticed the towel caught this when they enhanced the video and everything. So yeah, let me put myself down and mute it, and I'm gonna let you guys look at it. Let me bring myself back up. Okay, I want you guys to look at. Oh, I played it. My bad. I want you guys to look at the. Try looking. Move closer to it. I don't know what that was. Try looking right here. I don't know if you can see it. Put me on your TV. Maybe you guys can see it better. On my end, it's small because I'm using my laptop. But right here, in this general area where my mouse is, pay attention. There's no towel, as you can see. It's his chair. That's the driver's seat. Pay attention. Right about there. See how it's thrown? Boom. That is the towel that everybody found. You know, a lot of creators, a lot of mostly creators, TikTokers, you know, locals, they enhanced this video and they saw it, because personally when I saw this for the first time, I didn't see no towel being thrown. I just thought the towel was that little thing right there, but no, somebody threw him the towel. So goes on basically saying, you know, SAPD is going to start looking into it because, you know, the towel was obviously thrown to Ramon. So let me find that article. Yeah, it goes on that SCPD is going to start investigating. You know, obviously the towel, in the surveillance footage, people caught, you know, the towel being tossed to Ramon. So obviously they're like, you know, a towel doesn't just toss itself. Somebody physically has to toss it to him. So SCPD was like, you know what, we're going to investigate. We're going to see who was the towel person, who threw the towel, because they are also involved in this. So it goes on, it goes by. January 9th was Matthew Guerra's funeral. You know, the family says, you know, their final goodbyes to Matthew and everything. This was published the day after Matthew's funeral, which was on the 9th. January 10th, SAPD goes out and says, you know what, we made a third arrest involving the Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra case. Everybody was like, whoa, a third arrest? This has to be the towel person. This has to be the person who threw the towel, you know? And it was. So we're going to read the article from my essay. Let me... share my screen. So this is the news article from my essay, basically stating that, you know, San Antonio police made a third arrest in the Savanah Soto case. So let's read it. The third arrest has been made in San Antonio murder case that has captivated the nation. Literally, the Savanah Soto case, when she first went missing, her and Matthew, the whole world was looking for Matthew and Savanah. Everybody wanted to find Matthew and Savanah. They wanted to bring them home safely with their baby Fabian. When the whole world found out, you know, all three of them were found unalived, it was very sad news. You know, everybody in the world wanted justice. They wanted to know who was the first two victims. It ended up being Ramon and Christopher. Now the third arrest, basically the towel person has now been arrested because, you know, as we saw before, somebody tossed a towel to Ramon. And you guys will not believe who they arrested and who was the towel person. We're going to read right here. And I actually found Murtra's, I want to say criminal complaint. We're going to read some of it. I couldn't find Christopher's or Ramon's, but I found Murtra's. So, Murtra Romanos, the stepmother or mother. It's still a little unknown to me now if that's his mom or stepmom, but mom or stepmom of 19-year-old man accused, which is Christopher Preciado, of the violent killing of Savanah Soto, Matthew Guerra. Late. Now remember, this is in January 2024, so late last year would be December 2023. This is literally posted from last year, January 4th, 2024. January 4th, 2024 was when they got arrested. Sorry, I got my years mixed up. Was arrested on 3 felony charges Wednesday afternoon, January 10th. The San Antonio Police Department says Romanos is the mystery woman seen throwing the towel at Soto and the Guerra. What? Was seen throwing a towel in the Soto and Guerra. Wait, at Soto and Guerra in surveillance footage shared by SCPD from the night the young couple was killed. Sorry, guys, my essay was, I don't know what they were writing right there. Officers say it was Romano's gun that was used in the slaying of the young couple who had a child on the way, and officers say she helped in hiding of Soto and Guerra's body after the killings. Romano's 47 faces 3 felony charges, including abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, and attempting to alter, destroy, or conceal human. I don't know why this little thing's not going away. Human corpse charges, which mirror her husband, who SAPD also. Wait, what? My essay, what are you writing? Charges which mirror her husband's, who SCPD also helped hide the couple's body. Or they probably meant to say who SAPD says who also helped hide the couple's body. Well, an SAPD spokesperson says homicide detectives knew there was a third person likely involved in the killing. It took investigators time to review various pieces of the surveillance footage to positively identify Romanos as the person seen tossing a towel at the now deceased couple the night of their deaths. So yeah, it was a family thing. You had Christopher the son, you had Ramon the father, and now you have Murtra. Now, let's get up here. The Preciado clan. The 3 stooges, as I call them. The 3 idiots. I'm going to be raw for a little bit with you guys. Murtra, as a mother, having your son kill this young couple who was literally just about to have their first son, did you have any, did you even think about telling him, no, don't do that? That's wrong. Did you think about it? Savanah was literally about to be a mother. Matthew was literally about to be a father, Did you even... I have so many questions for Murtra and Ramon, to just as you're both grown, excuse my language, you're both grown-ass adults. Like I said, excuse my language, why the fuck didn't you stop Christopher from doing this? What in your right fucking mind made you say, you know what, Christopher? Really? Sorry guys, I'm being raw with you because, they're adults. Christopher's 19, his frontal lobe is not fully developed. They could have been responsible adults and say, you know what, Christopher, don't do this. It's not worth it. Leave Matthew and Savanah alone. They're about to have a baby. Leave them alone. Don't do this. Let them be. Let them live. Let them have their baby. Baby Fabian didn't even get to experience the world. He didn't even get to meet his, his tias, his tios, his grandma, his grandpa, his family, He didn't even get to see his own mom and dad, seriously, why didn't Ramon and Murtra intervene, be an adult, and say, you know what, Christopher, it's not worth it. Leave him alone. I have so many questions to why, they didn't stop him. They didn't say, you know what, Christopher, this is wrong. Why didn't they do that? Why? And Murtra, being a mother, she should be like, you know what, Savanah wants to be a mom. They're about to have their first baby. It really makes me I have like so many questions in why they didn't intervene. Like why didn't they tell Christopher, you know, we're gonna read the next article. It's got the affidavit in there. It's the arrest warrant details involving the third victim. I mean, not the third victim, the third suspect. I'm sorry. Excuse all these ads that are popping up. I don't know why they're not even going down. All right, well, hold on. There we go. So it says, despite San Antonio police saying last week they had arrested the sole suspects in the deaths of Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra, police on Wednesday arrested a third person in the case, a woman believed to be the stepmother or mother of the teenage charged with capital murder, aka Christopher Preciado's mom or stepmom, Marta Romanos, 47, was arrested on Wednesday on charges of abuse of a corpse, alter, destroy, and conceal of a human corpse, and tampering with evidence, all felonies. Police said the gun used in the slayings belonged to her, aka they belonged to Marta. Now here's the affidavit of arrest. Let me try to get this one. Hold on. Can I download you? I think it's better if I download it, right? Okay, we're going to make it full screen. Let me remove that. Let me share screen. Oh. Sorry, guys. Okay. So we're going to read a little bit of the arrest. The affidavit for arrest warrant. This is Martra's. So this is an undersigned affiant Detective Jeremy Goodwin, being a peace officer under the laws of the state of Texas, and being duty sworn on oath, makes the following statements and accusations. I haven't done my disclaimer, but this is my disclaimer late. Everything in this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I am not responsible for what is being said in these news articles. I get all my facts from the news articles, from documentations provided by news articles. Everything that I say is all alleged, and in my opinion, I am not responsible for anyone else's actions or opinions. Just want to put that out there. I know it's 48 and 29 seconds late, but that is my little disclaimer. So let's go on and read. A victim in this case has been identified as Savanah Nicole Soto. A victim also in this case has been identified as Matthew Gabriel Guerra. The actor in this case has been identified as Marta Romanos. So it goes on and says, your affiant has probable cause for said belief of a reason of the following facts. On December 23rd, 2023, Leon Valley Police received a call for a missing person report. Family of the missing person stated she was supposed to be induced of her pregnancy and she did not show up for the appointment. Family advised they had not been able to get a hold of the female and stated she was not answering her phone. A check of the hospitals was conducted by the family and was found that the female was not at any of the hospitals, and it was found that the female lived with her boyfriend. However, the family of the boyfriend advised they would not be able to get in touch with him as well. The female was entered as a missing person by Leon Valley. So right here, they're basically just talking about, the clear alert. And then it goes on and says, they weren't responding. They put out the alert for Matthew and Savanah and the gray Kia Optima. And then it goes on right here and talks about, the crime scene. We can read a little bit of the crime scene, like the day they were found. Upon Leon Valley Police arrival of the location, Leon Valley Police observed the vehicle. Inside of the vehicle was a deceased pregnant female in the front seat and a deceased male in the back seat of the vehicle. San Antonio Police Department were contacted, and your affiant made the location. Upon arrival of the location, Your affiant observed the vehicle. The vehicle was a 2013 Kia Optima with the Texas license plates. Your affiant checked the VIN number. The VIN number was the same as the VIN number that was broadcast in the news for the missing couple. So basically, it was their vehicle. It was them. So it goes on and says, your affiant observed the front right passenger seat of the vehicle. Your affiant observed a deceased pregnant female inside of the front passenger seat. During your affiant knowledge, the female of the previous murder case, which is it is Savanah Soto. Your affiant recognized this female to be the missing female. The female appeared to have trauma to her head. Now, your affiant then observed the backseat of the vehicle. Your affiant observed a deceased male in the backseat of your vehicle. The deceased male was Matthew Guerra. So then it goes on and says they were waiting for a search warrant. They talked to the families. Okay, now let me find where it talks about Murthra. Hold on, guys. Right here, it goes on and says, we can do you guys want to talk about, well, they're pretty much, okay, we'll talk about Murthra right here. On January 4th, 2024, your affiant spoke to Murthra Romanos. Murthra stated the night of the incident, she was at her residence, Charlie Chan Drive. It redacted their home address number with Ramon and Christopher. Murthra could not, she says, recall the events of the night and stated she thought she was so-called, aka she said she was sleeping. Okay, Murthra denied knowing about the incident and denied being in Ramon Preciado's vehicle at 5903 Danny King Drive. Further investigation led to surveillance videos being recovered from the defendant's residence. In the surveillance video, Murthra could be seen leaving her residence with Ramon Preciado on the night of the incident. Ramon and Murthra entered Ramon's vehicle and departed from their residence. Several minutes later, Ramon's vehicle entered the driveway of the residence. Christopher, Ramon, and Murthra could be observed exiting the vehicle and entering the residence. The times observed sorry, this is kind of blurry on my end. Corroborated the timing of events already known and shown that Murthra was with Ramon when he relocated to 5903 Danny King Drive to meet with Christopher. Well, and then it's just, they find it. So, let's go back. So, Murthra said, let me put myself bigger. So basically, Murthra said she was so-called sleeping. She doesn't recall what happened that night. But yet, Murthra, you were just seen from the affidavit. It says you were seen getting in the vehicle with Ramon, leaving. Then you guys the vehicle comes back several minutes later with you. Look, and let me show you guys. Like, really? This is probably... Hold on, guys. It literally said in the affidavit, Murthra, you said you were so caught sleeping. But yet you were caught on surveillance coming back home with Ramon and Christopher. Like, were you sleepwalking? What were you doing? Like, were you sleepwalking for you to be saying that, you know? Like, are you serious, Murthra? Like, oh my god, like, was she saying she was sleepwalking? We're gonna go back, and I'm gonna read that to you. Like, seriously, she says, I was sleeping. I don't remember that night. But yet, make it make sense. Martha, if you were sleeping, why are you on video getting in the vehicle with Ramon and then coming back home? Like really? Like, let's go to the next article. I can't believe, and it literally says it on there. We read it. Let me go back, because I want to emphasize what Murtra said, because at the stage. Right. But yeah, let's read this, because like, it says it right here. Murtra could not recall the events of the night and stated she thought she was sleeping. So she thought she was sleeping and denied knowing about the incident and denied being in Ramon's vehicle. I'm going to read it again. Murtra could not recall the events of the night and stated she thought she was sleeping. Murtra denied knowing about the incident and denied being in Ramon Preciado's vehicle. Now, I'm emphasizing sleeping and denied because right here. Further investigation led to surveillance video being recovered from the defendant's residence. In the surveillance video, Murtra could be seen leaving her residence with Ramon Preciado the night of the incident. Ramon and Murtra entered the vehicle and departed from the residence. Several minutes later, they all come back. Christopher, Ramon, and Murtra, all in the vehicle. Yeah. And I'm purple, right? Let me remove that. So, on to the next. Basically, they arrested Murtra. They said, you know what, Murtra, you're lying. You said you were asleep, but really, you weren't asleep. You were obviously seen on the footage that you left, and then you returned back. So after that, January 22nd, 2024, Savanah and baby Fabian are laid to rest. And pretty much after that, it was basically, pretty much it goes on and it says, Ramon and Murtra, they were trying so hard to get bond reductions. I think Murtra, if I'm not mistaken, Murtra actually got a little bit, or was Ramon? It was one of the two that did. But there's, as of now in 2025, they're still behind bars. So is Christopher. And after those bond hearings, we never really heard anything about, what's gonna happen with, the Three Stooges, the Preciado clan. It did go on and say around, I want to say, if I am not mistaken, around April, May-ish, that the house of the Preciados was being sold. They were putting up for sale sign. And I remember when that was being, trying to be sold. A lot of people were like, why would somebody want to buy that house? Who would want to buy the Preciado house? Who would want that? And it is true. A lot of people were egging. I heard a lot of people were like egging the house. They were coming after the realtor. The realtor was like, oh my God. Like, I remember when I saw the news, I sent this to Craig. Shout out to Craig. Craig, if you're seeing this, You the best, Craig. And Craig, oh my god, we actually have a command for you. So whenever I'm on live stream, moderators can do exclamation Craig. And it's gonna say a cute little message for Craig. It's so cute. And Dawn Marie, if you're seeing this, exclamation Dawn Marie. It's so cute. Anyways, back to the case. I was telling Craig, I was like, oh my god, look, the Preciado home is for sale. And I remember he's like, what? It's for sale? And I was like, yeah, like the Preciado home is for sale. As of now, I don't know if anybody bought it. I can look it up, and when I do, I'll put it in my Discord. Like I said, I'm gonna get Christopher's and Ramon's and Martha's and the house, if it's for sale or not. Like if somebody bought it or not. I'm gonna put all that in my Discord. Join my Discord. It's in my About Me section. Just click on it and join. We have lots of fun in my Discord. But pretty much after it said, the house is for sale, and, Ramon and Marcha were trying to get bond reductions and everything, we hadn't really heard anything much about the Savanah Soto case until about, not like what, around Christmas time of 2024, the family held a Christmas toy drive, and there was another one 2 weeks ago from News 4 WOAI. We're actually going to read it right now. So let's get into this. Let me share my screen. By the way, guys, if you have any other cases you want me to talk about, feel free to message my email. It's in the About Me section. Or message me on Discord, put it in the suggestions, and let me know what case you want me to talk about. But let's read this and wrap up the Savanah Soto case and Matthew Guerra, unraveling the mystery how tech-led investigators 2 suspects in the Soto Guerra murder. So these are them. This is Christopher, Ramon, Martha, the 3 Stooges. So newly obtained court documents revealed it was a combination of cell phone data and Google Maps Street View that ultimately led police to the home of Christopher Preciado, who is now 20, the man suspected of killing the expected parent, Savanah Soto Matthew Guerra, hours before Soto was set to give birth back in December of 2023. Preciado, investigators allege fatally shot Soto and Guerra on December 21st, 2023, and it was supposed to be a you can read that. Oh. You can read this part right here. Just cuz this little highlight part right here. Cuz knowing YouTube. A days-long search for the couple ended one day after Christmas, where the pair were found in Guerra's silver Kia Optima, which had been abandoned in the apartment parking lot on Danny Kane Drive. So then it goes on and says, hang on. There we go. As investigators publicized the video for any leads in their investigation, they're talking about the surveillance footage of the 2 vehicles meeting up, which is what we know. Christopher driving Matthew's Kia Optima and Ramon driving his pickup truck. Records show they had requested historical cell phone data and social media information from Soto and Guerra's cell phone providers and social media companies. Additionally, authorities forensically downloaded one of the victims' phones and found they had recently searched for Charlie Chan Drive, a location not far from the apartment complex where they were found. A search warrant revealed location data from the Kia Optima also indicated the car had been near Cary Grant Drive and Charlie Chan Drive. A detective noted that the street view image showed a truck identical to the one in the surveillance footage. So this is this is the picture. This is Ramon. This is the Preciado home right here, and that's Ramon's pickup truck. When police visited Christopher Preciado's home on Charlie Chan Drive. They spoke with his father, Ramon. According to the court records, Ramon Preciado told investigators he knew why they were there and identified himself as the man in the surveillance video. So basically, Ramon was like, yeah, I know why you're here. And, that's me in the footage. He confessed to helping his son, but denied anyone else was involved in the cover-up. A search warrant revealed. Don't mind the ad. According to the court documents, Romanos initially told investigators she did not have any knowledge of the incident and that she was not in the truck when Ramon Preciado and Christopher Preciado met at the apartments of Danny Kane. However, during the recent bond reduction hearing, surveillance footage from their home on Charlie Chan Drive revealed she was in the truck that night and was seen unloading items after allegedly assisting the cover-up. Plus, the gun believed to have been used in the murders was found at their home. Romanos told police no one else had access to her room where she kept the gun, and the search warrant stated. As for Christopher Preciado, he claimed that Guerra and Soto came to his home on the evening of December 21st. On the evening of December 21st, so he could buy Mary Jane from Guerra. He alleged that Guerra pointed a gun at him, and during the struggle, he managed to manipulate the firearm and accidentally shooting Soto. Preciado said that when Guerra pointed the gun at him again, he shot Guerra while trying to grab the weapon. Investigators, however, found inconsistencies in Preciado's account. Evidence indicated that both victims had been shot in the head at different locations from where they were found, and that Guerra had been dragged into the backseat. A warrant details Guerra was discovered in the backseat of his Kia with his pants and undergarments down to his knees, while Soto remained in the front seat, and a detective wrote in the search warrant. So basically, Christopher made up a lie, what Christopher just said, where he accidentally shot Savanah, and then he went and... No, that did not happen. It did not. And it says right here, investigators said they found inconsistencies in his statements. And there's a picture of Martha right here trying to get a bond reduction, and I believe she got denied. So basically, Christopher Preciado, he hasn't requested a reduction. I don't think he's going to ask for a bond reduction. He knows he's in there forever. His bail, I want to say, is $2 million. This is not mistaken. And it basically says no trial date has been set. So there's really no trial date as of now. Okay, I think this is the... Sorry, guys. This is the affidavit for search warrant. Okay, so we're going to read this. I haven't seen this. We're going to read it together, guys. There we go. So, gender design affiant Detective Lawrence P. Saiz, being a peace officer under the law of the state of Texas and being duty sworn to oath, makes the following statement and accusations. There is in the Bexar County, Texas, a suspected vehicle described as the following: 1, gray Kia Optima, 4-door sedan, Texas license plates, redacted, registered to Matthew Gabriel Guerra. I'm not going to say his address. There is in the suspected vehicle consistent evidence that offense of the libings. So they took photos, fingerprints, blood, DNA swabs, trace lifts, firearms, bullets/projectiles, spent shell casings, live ammunition. It is belief of your affiant that the offense of the unaliving was committed on or about on the day of the 26th of December 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. Your affiant has probable cause for being said of the reason of the following facts. On So it's basically he's talking about his experience when they found Matthew and Savanah. Hang on, guys. I don't know what is going on with this. Oh. Hang on, guys. So it's basically, it just says, what they took from the day they found Matthew and Savanah. Yeah, that's pretty much what it says on there. All right, let me stop sharing that because that is being wonkers. Let me make myself bigger. But yeah, that is the case of Savanah and Matthew. So as of now, there's really no case, no trial date set yet for the Preciados. But when there is, I will go live and I want to see it with you guys. I live in San Antonio. I could just make it out there and see it live and full, but I want to be here with you guys because, this is a pre-recording. I want your live comments right now. I have no live comments, so I don't know. But yeah, that is the case of Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about the case. It is a sad case, I pray and I hope that, Savanah and Matthew and baby Fabian get the justice they deserve. Christopher ain't going nowhere. He's staying in jail, but Ramon and Murtra, they're doing whatever they can to get their bond reduction so they can get out. And I think they need to stay in there along with Christopher because, you were a part of it as well, Ramon and Murtra. You could have been adults and said, you know what, Christopher, don't do this. Leave Matthew and Savanah alone. They're about to have their baby, leave them alone. It's not worth it. But no, you both decided to get in the truck and leave. And what did you do? You were there. Like, it mind boggles me because even as Murtra, as a mother, you should say, you know what, Savannah's gonna be a mom, Matthew's gonna be a father. You know what, Christopher, it's not worth it. Leave him alone. But no. But yeah, I hope they get the maximum punishment and that they all stay in jail and behind bars. My heart and condolences go out to the Soto Guerra family because, not only did they lose Savanah, their sister, their cousin, their nephew, Matthew, a son, a father. He was about to be a father. Savanah was about to be a mother. They lost their grandson, baby Fabian. My heart goes out to them. And, Savanah and Matthew and baby Fabian, we will continue to talk about you and get you the justice you guys deserve. Because at the end of the day, you guys deserve to be here on Earth. All three of you. Baby Fabian would have been a year. You guys would have been probably prepping for Valentine's pictures for the baby, My heart goes out to the family of the Soto Guerra. But yeah, this is the case of Savanah Soto and Matthew Guerra. Next up, we're going to be talking about tomorrow. I'm going to do another pre-recording of Suzanne Simpson. She's still missing, the missing San Antonio woman. Her husband, Brad Simpson, is behind bars. He has been charged with the murder of Suzanne Simpson, but she is still missing. We're going to talk about that case. And then on Sunday, probably tomorrow, I'll try to get it in. I'm going to do a recording of Aubrey Wyatt. I've been wanting to talk about Aubrey Wyatt for the longest time. I try to get another creator to talk about her, but he was just like, meh, like I'll think about it. They pushed it to the side. And, I understand, they have their cases lined up of who they want to talk about, or sometimes breaking news comes in and they talk about breaking news or recent stuff. But I really want to talk about Aubrey Wyatt. Aubrey Wyatt, I think I'm going to do a live one. I don't think I'm going to do recorded, just because, sorry, my Discord's going off. Just because I want to see your guys' live reaction to that case. It is a sad case. I haven't heard really much podcasters talk about Aubrey Wyatt. So I really want to talk about Aubrey. But yeah, and then in the next coming days or weeks, we have others lined up. Let me pull them up real quick. Hang on. Hold on, guys. I want to talk about Sebastian Rogers, the shooting that happened in Queens, the nightclub, the New Orleans terror attack, and I want to do the mini series of Savanah Soto. But yeah, I will let you guys know on those dates. Make sure you're on my Discord, and yeah, I'll see you guys in Discord tomorrow. Suzanne Simpson. So yeah, thank you guys for being here and listening. Thank you to my replay crew. Thank you to everybody. And yeah, I love you guys all so much. And let me know in the comments if a case you want me to talk about. But yeah, I gotta run because I got a phone call. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.